Hi, okay, so today we're gonna look at whole numbers as fractions. Now, we have spent a lot of time looking at fractions. I know we've had a bit of a break and some of you may have forgotten about fractions, but I'm gonna try and refresh your memory as quickly as I can. So we know that fractions are actually part of a whole. So we've talked about pizzas and cakes a lot. So if we talk about a pizza, and if I go ahead and split that pizza, not particularly the best, but try and split that pizza into 2 equal parts, and say I eat just one of those equal parts, I know that I haven't eaten the whole thing, I've eaten a fraction of it. And so my fraction would be 1/2, right? So we know that 1 out of 2 are shaded, and so I know that that fraction would be 1/2. But say I was feeling really hungry and I wanted to go and eat the whole thing. So if I eat the other part, then I actually know that I've got 2/2, which is the whole thing, okay? So let's look at another one. This time I'll do a cookie cake. Cookie cakes are good, aren't they? So we've got a cookie cake. I'm going to split it up into thirds. Say a big slice. Okay, what would that fraction be? Fraction would be 1/3, because 1 out of 3 are shaded. That means 1 is the numerator, 3 is the denominator, okay? How many thirds would I have to eat the whole thing though? So in order for me to eat the whole thing, I would need to eat 3/3. 3/3 would be equivalent to 1 whole, okay? So we have looked at fractions so far. We've looked at knowing what the numerator is, which is the top number, knowing what the denominator is, which is the bottom number. We know that we can use models like circles. We know that we can use bars. We know that we can use number lines. We know that we can compare fractions with that. And we know that we can recognize them as well, okay? We've started to look at equivalent fractions as well, and we know that if we draw them out, we can see if they're equal. We also are going to start looking this week at whole numbers as fractions. So we know that we've got a whole number here. When the numerator and the denominator are the same number, you have 1 whole. So if I was to go ahead and have a pizza, split it into 8 equal slices. My denominator is 8. That would be 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, which is equivalent to 1/2, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8. 8/8 would be equivalent to 1 whole, okay? So we've started to look at equivalent fractions with that. Today though, we're going to look at whole numbers as fractions. So more than 1. And you can have more than 1 and still represent it as a fraction. So with that, here's what I'm going to show you. I've got 3 whole fractions, right? I've got 3 whole pizzas. We'll say that they're pizzas. I'm going to split each one into 4ths. Now I'm feeling really hungry, and I'm going to eat a whole pizza. What fraction would that be if I eat the whole pizza? It would be 4/4. But say I'm still hungry. I'm going to eat a second whole pizza. Say that I'm still really hungry. I'm going to eat another 4 slices. So each pizza is split into 4 slices. I'm going to eat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to eat 12 slices. That means that I've eaten 12/4. That means that I've actually eaten 3 whole pizzas. This here is your numerator, my denominator. My numerator is bigger than my denominator. So we call this an improper fraction. And we call it an improper because im is a prefix and im means not. It actually means not proper, not right. Because a normal fraction, your numerator is less than your denominator, but here it's not because it's bigger, which means that I've got more than one whole. So 12 fourths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're each split into fourths. So 12 fourths is actually equal to 1, 2, 3 whole pizzas. Okay, let's try another one. This time I'm going to eat a chocolate bar. The chocolate bar is split into eighths, okay? How many pieces of chocolate would I have to eat in order to eat that whole chocolate bar? Well, I know everything is split into eighths. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 eighths would be the same as one whole. But I've just got a craving for chocolate. And I'm going to eat another one. So I've eaten 2 whole chocolate bars now. Well, what's that as a fraction? Both chocolate bars are split into eighths. That's how many equal pieces I've got in each chocolate bar. I eat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I eat 16 eighths, which is exactly the same as 2 whole bars. I knew I had more than one whole because my numerator was bigger than my denominator. Okay, you getting it? Let's try one more just to be sure. Okay, let's go back to pizzas. Three whole pizzas. Maybe not the large ones, maybe small ones. I'm going to split each one into thirds. Not very good thirds, but that's kind of hard when you're using it like this, but you get the idea. Okay, so each one is split into thirds. Okay, so I know my fraction is going to be out of thirds because each one is split into thirds. So if I was to eat all of them, how many slices would I have eaten? What would my improper fraction be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 thirds, which is exactly the same as what whole number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is exactly the same as 5 holes. So this is your improper fraction, but it's equal to 5 wholes. So today, you're going to practice a little bit more with some task cards that you'll find attached to this file. And I want you just to practice writing whole numbers as fractions. Then later on in the week, you're going to look at more improper fractions and what a mixed number is, which is a whole number and part of the next whole. Okay? Hopefully this makes sense. If it doesn't, then just message me through Google Classroom and I'll do my best to support you. All right. I miss you guys. Bye-bye.